almond flour tortillas. 5 ingredients, delicious, easy to make, and I'm going to share the tip that tells you how you can make them flexible and delicious. Yum! Okay, we have our ingredients for our almond flour tortillas. This is going to make 4 tortillas. 1 cup of finely ground almond flour, 2 tablespoons of tapioca starch, or you could use arrowroot powder if you prefer. This is the tip that's going to help make it flexible. 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder just for a little bit of extra lift. And 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt for a little flavor. And we've made a flax egg, 1 tablespoon of ground flax seeds, 2 to 3 tablespoons of water. And you see, you want to let it set for about 5 minutes to thicken up and become a flax egg. This is going to add a really nice texture and flavor to your almond flour tortillas, and it's going to boost the fiber. We're just going to mix all of that in. Now, as you grind in that flax egg, you're going to see that it really does absorb quite a bit of moisture. So work it in, test out the dough. You don't want to add too much water to this dough. Now you can see I need to add a little bit. So I just took my flax egg so I could clean out the flax seeds and get just a little bit more of that. I'm adding a little bit of water at a time. Keep testing it to make sure you don't add too much water. And once you start to see the dough come together, don't add any more water, just keep mixing it. And don't worry, you can't overmix this dough. Test it, see if you can make it into a ball, and then you'll know your texture is perfect. We're just going to set that to the side. You are going to love how great these tortillas taste. And you can always add some optional flavorings if you want. But right now we're going to heat the pan, medium heat. Now you can see I like using cast iron. I have recently greased it just slightly. I'm cutting the dough into 4 quarters. And then we're just going to roll each quarter. Some of the flavorings you could do are garlic herb. You could add a little bit of garlic powder, some chopped fresh or dried herbs like oregano or rosemary or thyme. You could do a cheesy jalapeno with a little bit of nutritional yeast. A little finely diced jalapeno. It would be delicious. Now I'm using a tortilla press. You could use a rolling pin, but you absolutely need parchment paper. And when you're using a tortilla press, make sure you don't put the ball in the center of the tortilla press. You want to put it a few inches below the hinge. Because keep in mind, you're going to be pressing this out, so it's going to be expanding. Now in this first tortilla that I made, I pressed too hard and I got the tortilla too flat. So you want to make sure it's at least 1/8 of an inch thick. Gently peel the parchment paper off. And as you can see, this tortilla is super thin. And some of the tortilla is going to go with the parchment paper. And that's because I pressed it too thin. But I want to show you the difference between thin and thick tortillas. And I'm going to tell you what you can do with this tortilla. So see, if you end up throwing it in the pan and you get a little lump here or there, don't worry about it. You can still eat these. You might not be able to make tacos with them, but you can absolutely make tortilla chips with them. You can make salad topping crunchies with them. Don't throw it away. Don't waste the almond flour. Keep cooking it. You want to cook it for 30 to 45 seconds. You might see some bubbles or light browning. Flip it, cook it for another 20 to 30 seconds. You don't want to overcook these. They will become super crispy. So if you want to keep them flexible, don't overcook. Now you can see I've got all kinds of crunchies there. That's okay. I'm just going to put them on my salad. Save this tortilla for some tortilla chips. Some other flavorings you could do, smoked paprika and cumin. You could add everything bagel seasoning to it. Delicious. You could do a little tomato powder and chopped fresh basil, some turmeric and black pepper. The possibilities are endless. Okay, so we're going to press another one, and I'm going to show you how thick you really want your tortilla to be. And again, remember, keep it closer to the hinge than center. And we're gently pressing. It doesn't take much at all. I love this tortilla press. I'm going to leave the link for it. You can find it on Amazon. I'll leave that in the description. It's fantastic. And keep pressing until you get it about a little thicker, 8-inch to a little thicker. And remember, peel it gently. And cook it for that 20 to 30 seconds. And while you're waiting for that to cook, you can continue to press. You can make a large batch of these. They're fantastic. Tostadas, tacos, burritos. And you can see I'm starting to get a little bit of a bubble. All you have to do is press it down gently. And we're just going to gently flip it. They are delicate, so be gentle with it. 20 to 30 seconds on this side. And I just like putting it on top of a wire rack. And that's about the thickness you want. Gently peeling. It's a little fiddly, but that's okay. It's worth it. And if you lose a little bit, that's okay too. It just looks rustic and homemade. Makes it taste even better. And if you lose a little bit, you can definitely add it on to the other tortilla. And remember, you don't want to use wet or damp parchment. You want to use fresh parchment. Otherwise, they're going to stick. You can probably get by with a couple of tortillas with the same parchment paper, but after that, I would use fresh. Remember, you can continue to press while the tortillas are cooking. keep the line moving. And see, I got it just a little too close to the hinge, and so it's squared off just a little bit. Again, who cares? Tastes good. Now you can store these in an airtight container at room temperature for 3 to 4 days, or you can freeze them in a freezer safe bag or container for up to 3 months. Just be sure to put a piece of parchment paper between each one. And you can see putting a spatula underneath it just doesn't seem to work. You gotta peel the parchment. They're just so thin and delicate. But that's what makes them yummy. Now these tortillas are about 183 calories each, 10 carbohydrates, 6 protein, 15 grams of fat, and 3.5 grams of fiber. So only 6.5 net carbs per tortilla. And just look how delicious and flexible and yummy these are. Enjoy.